Welcome to the RecPlex in Des Moines, Iowa. Game number 1 for the Midwest High School Hockey League Tournament. Today it's the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders taking on the Quad City Blues. Warm-ups just wrapped up, and we're going to get the starting lineups very soon. Thanks for dialing us in here today. Beautiful building that they've thrown up here in Des Moines, this RecPlex. It's been open since August of last year, but only the rink side to allow kids in to skate through the COVID. Opened up to the public just in January, so the building's really only been in use for about 3 months. Here's our announcer doing our starting lineups.
Versus the home team, the 8th seed in the tournament, the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders. Officials for today's contest are referees Nick Meyer and Eddie Ill, and linesmen Troy DeBay and Ethan Fox. Before we begin today's action, as a salute to our great nation, we ask you to please stand and render proper honors as we play our national anthem.
All right, so we're going to pause for the national anthem before starting lineup. All right, so hopefully the broadcast is coming into your viewing as smoothly as possible. The starting lineup for the Quad City Blues on defense, you have Hutton and Eaton, and then forwards Conrad, Johnson, and Quinn. And Shadler is defending the pipes here today. I did not get a starting lineup for the RoughRiders. I do know that there are some RoughRiders parents watching our stream. Thank you for following along. I'll just go ahead and be honest that I'm not familiar with your team, and I will maybe mention a couple players if something significant happens. But as a Blues broadcast, that team's going to be my focus. I'm filling in for the normal broadcast team. So, hopefully we'll come out here and the kids will play, have some fun. Evenly matched teams in the standings. The RoughRiders ended up in 8th place in the standings. The Blues in 9th place. Cedar Rapids ended up on the season with 79 goals for. The Blues with 72 goals for. And similar in goals against, Cedar Rapids had 94 and the Blues 114. So Liam Quinn in the face-off circle. Cedar Rapids wins it back, and they send it around the boards, but Eaton keeps it in. His shot high and wide. Johnson grabs it at the mid-boards and chips it a little bit deeper. Cedar Rapids loses possession of the puck. Quinn tries to center it. It's loose and grabbed by the goalie. Conrad had a chance there as Quinn swept it into the slot, but the floating puck was gloved down. So Blues are switching up their forwards. James, Wofford, and Doherty now coming in, and it's Doherty entering the face-off circle. Wofford has in the high slot, gives it to Hutton on the D, who will chip it down to James. James tries to center, hits a leg pad. Then Wofford tries to kick one in. Cedar Rapids sends it the length of the ice, and that'll be our first icing of the game. Penalties will probably be key in this game, as both teams will certainly want to stay out of the box. The RoughRiders actually ended up leading the Midwest High School Hockey League in penalty minutes with 489, most of any team in the league. The Blues down in 9th place with 394. So basically 100 less penalty minutes, but the Blues have had some troubles getting in the box and in trouble, so certainly the teams will want to keep 5 men on the ice at all times. The defense switching up for the Blues, Johnny Nienhaus and Chase DeYoung coming out. Forward staying the same for the Blues with Doherty in the faceoff circle, Wofford on the far side, Jack James in the slot. Just a minute underway, just went under the 16-minute mark. 3 17-minute periods is what we play in the varsity level. Wofford with it now behind the net, throwing it up to the D. That's Nienhaus with it. Puck slips away from him, but he's able to keep it in for a moment. Now Cedar Rapids gets it out. DeYoung now skating across center and sending it all the way in. Forward lines changing for the Blues. Beckwith, the first one to give chase. He's joined by Cutcomp and Giesek. And there, Cutcomp has it at his feet. Beckwith's going to get to it and send it around the boards. It takes a funny bounce. That's the second odd hop off of those boards being wrapped around. It's hitting something in the corner and kicking right out to the goal. So obviously goaltenders on that end are going to want to watch wraparounds. Beckwith taking this face-off. Cutcomp's all the way over by the boards. Giesek in the slot. Hutton and Hurd now the defense. Cedar Rapids gets to it. Hurd pokes, checks it away. Hutton comes in for support. Now goes behind his net. Chips it up the boards to Giesek, but that bounces away from him. Cutcomp giving chase. It's in the zone momentarily. Beckwith helping out. Now Beckwith has it. Giesek in the slot, but that's going to get intercepted before it gets to him. Cedar Rapids chips it off the boards, and it's going all the way down, and icing is waved off. Hurd now wraps it around the glass to Giesek. Giesek chips it up to Beckwith. He's skating across center, and he's going to send it deep and head off for a change. But I think that hit the player bench, and we've got a whistle. 14:36 here in the third period. Blues already leading the shots on goal with 3. Cedar Rapids yet to tally one on Shadler. Quinn in the face-off circle. Johnson closest to the broadcast camera. Conrad, the left wing. Gannon and Eaton, the defense in. Gannon goes over to Eaton. Eaton gets tied up, but he kicks it into the zone. Cedar Rapids now looking to break out. Quinn got a stick on the puck, and now Eaton has it. He goes to his defensive partner, Gannon. He's going to just chip it up to Conrad. Conrad to Quinn. Quinn now tries to step in, does get around. He's got Johnson with him. He toe drags, but then loses it. Conrad chips it up over the net. And now the goaltender, well, we thought the goaltender had it. It was loose, but the referee lost sight of it and blew the whistle. 14:02. The defense switching up with DeYoung and Nienhaus. Forward staying the same, Quinn taking the draw. Quinn pulls it back. Conrad doesn't get much on that shot, and it's deflected wide. The defense turns into Quinn. Now Johnson into the middle. Conrad couldn't get much. It was in his feet. Now the Blues hold it in momentarily, but now Cedar Rapids protecting the puck, dropping back to their defense. Blues putting on good pressure. Quinn able to get it away. He's high slot, takes a low shot that is sticked over to the corner. Now Cedar Rapids looking for a stretch pass. They do get it out, but Blues have it at center ice. Try to chip off the far boards. Deflected, but Conrad gathers it. Now curls to look for somebody. Bounces it off the boards to Nienhaus, who tries to work it up to Johnson. Johnson sends it in, and the Blues go for a change. Cedar Rapids going to look to take advantage of the change, but they don't connect with the pass. Eaton working the boards. The RoughRiders now have it high slot. They throw it for a shot that hits Nienhaus before it gets to the goaltender. Wolford chips it off the boards. Comes back to Wolford. He's going to take a look. He just backhands it out of the zone. It's Doherty giving chase. Forces an errant pass from Cedar Rapids. The Blues are going to grab possession. Hutton now with the puck goes back over to Eaton. He tries to come to James at center ice, but it's just off of his stick. No icing called. And Cedar Rapids now looking to break it out. A good play by Doherty to get back check and knock the puck away. Now Doherty comes in for a big hit to take the RoughRiders off the puck, and Blues trying to get possession of this now. Wolford picks it up. He's behind the net, flips it to James, who couldn't play that high puck. Cedar Rapids takes a shot wide of Shadler. And Cedar Rapids, McGilvery chips it in deep. Doherty chips it off the boards, but held in by the defense, walks into the slot, but Doherty's second attempt is able to pitchfork it out of the zone. Blues changing up. Giesick giving first chase, but they go wide, and now it looks like Cedar Rapids is changing up as well. That's Cutcomp's pass intercepted, and they send it down deep. Nienhaus picks it up behind, then works those far boards. Cutcomp's chips. Beckwith chips. Now Giesick giving chase, skating hard, and Cedar Rapids able to work it along the boards. Held up, but not out. Giesick has it in the slot, goes over, and a shot from Cutcomp wide. Nienhaus holds it in, back to Beckwith. Now down to Cutcomp. Giesick going to try to pinch on the boards. He holds it in long enough to let the defender get there. Cutcomp behind, working. Giesick coming in for support. Puts a shoulder into a RoughRider. Now Beckwith in the slot. He's got it on his backhand. That doesn't get through. Over to Nienhaus. Nienhaus tries to protect the puck. Still in the zone. Beckwith hustles to get there. Still in the zone. Now the RoughRiders get it out. DeYoung circles. Blues changing up to keep the pressure on. Shot put on net, but kicked to the corner. Now Cutcomp continues the Blues change, so the line is Johnson, Conrad, and as soon as Beckwith steps off, it's going to bring out Quinn. Johnson chasing for the Blues. Cedar Rapids looking to break it out now, but it's great pressure by the Blues. They are hustling today. Puck hits the side of the net. Now the RoughRiders work it out. They try to go cross ice. Just off the mark. Gannon's able to get it over to Eaton. Eaton turns, banks it off the boards, but held in by the defense. Now the support of Gannon helps get it out of the zone, and Johnson's trying to make some forward progress. He's stripped of the puck. Quinn holds it. Now the RoughRiders coming out on the near side, bringing some speed up. That's number 8, Brown, with the puck. Blues able to tie him up. Held in by the defense. Chipped up, but hit the stick of Johnson. And now Quinn feeds Conrad on a break. Conrad has it, takes a shot. Puck was on end, and it just kind of fluttered into the glove of the RoughRiders goaltender. 9:27 remaining in the first period. Shadler still does not have a shot recorded on him. Shots are in the Blues advantage, 6-0, 9:27 remaining in this first period. Score still 0-0. Doherty taking the face-off. Jack James will be to his right. J.R. Wolford in the slot. The defense, Patrick Hurd and John Nienhaus. I think we're attending some goalie equipment issues right now. I think they're looking at his helmet. Maybe a strap bust. Blues are certainly putting on a lot of pressure, and you'd love to see them tally a quick goal here to keep that momentum. Looks like our goalie has everything taken care of. It's possible that that's number 32, Jack Drehos, in net for the RoughRiders. Doherty wins it back, gets it over to Hurd, who backhands it to the mid-boards. Cedar Rapids able to take it out of the zone and now enter the blue zone. Gets their first shot. It's a backhand that Shadler is able to stop with his chest and then cover. So a face-off to our broadcast left. The drop to the right of goaltender Carter Shadler. Doherty taking this face-off for the Blues. Cedar Rapids chips it deep, and they're going to get to that puck first. They're looking to set up some offense. Jack James tries to chip it out. Wolford able to chip it, and it does come out of the zone. Now it's in the feet of James. Doherty backhands it in, and Wolford chases after. Doherty with the puck. He tries to backhand to James. RoughRiders clear it out of there, but it comes to Wolford. He's now high slot and sends it in deep. It wraps around behind the boards. Doherty's going to interrupt the momentum of that player, but it comes to a RoughRider who chips it in deep at center ice. DeYoung getting to that puck. McGilvery for the RoughRiders chasing. Blues clear it to center, and RoughRiders look to re-enter the blue zone. J.R. Wolford kicks it to the far boards where DeYoung brings it to Johnson now on the near side. Johnson, Quinn, and there's a shot going to be gloved by Johnson. Now the Blues complete that line change with Conrad, Quinn, and Johnson. The defense, Nienhaus and Gannon. Quinn stepping in to take this draw. He does pull it back. It's kind of a 50-50 puck that the RoughRiders chip out. Conrad over to Gannon. Gannon feeds Quinn right in stride. Quinn's got his step. He does get knocked down. No call made. But they are going to blow the whistle because the net came off. The faceoff will be down here in the Blues offensive zone. So Quinn will take this face-off here. And Nienhaus is lined up behind him in that face-off circle. But the RoughRiders win it back. The defense looks for somebody in the slot. Now they're able to get it out and chip it in deep. Just missed that pass. Gannon putting the pressure on. RoughRiders come away with it. Try to pass it back through the slot. Conrad's going to get to that puck. He backhands it off the boards. Johnson giving chase. The RoughRiders defense able to collect, work it up. Now the RoughRiders seem to be getting some passing momentum going in puck possession. Eaton behind the boards. He'll backhand it around where Johnson's going to get to that. Gives it to Quinn. Quinn has it in his feet, losing it in the slot. Not a good place, but Shadler able to make the save. Blues changing it up. Beckwith, Giesick, and Cutcomp are the wingers coming out. The defense, Eaton and DeYoung. Blue Beckwith changing. Blues are considered the visiting team and the RoughRiders the home team as they are a higher seed in the tournament here today. So the Blues will have to change first, and then you'll see the RoughRiders change after. Shot blocked by the defenseman. Now it's over to Giesick here on this near side boards. He protects for a moment, then tied up on the boards. Rubs his guy off of the puck. Cedar Rapids pulls it back to their defense and tries to set up another entry. Now they're able to just sweep it in. Eaton's going to get to that puck. Makes a spin move around, gets to some open ice, then chips it off the boards. Giesick works it to Beckwith. Cedar Rapids picks it up and tries to send it in. Now a second chance, does dump it in deep. DeYoung behind the net to Eaton. Eaton comes up these near boards, then tries to backhand it cross ice to Cutcomp. Giesick, they both kind of miss it right in their feet. Now Beckwith still working. Now Beckwith pulls it back. Eaton then backhands it. Beckwith couldn't get it in deeper than the blue line, and the RoughRiders now look to flip it in and dump and chase. Eaton goes behind the net, settles down the bouncing puck. Cutcomp chips it off of the boards, but RoughRiders hold it in. Jack James giving chase. The shot was stopped by Chase DeYoung. He chips it to center, and now the RoughRiders look to work it off the boards. Eaton now again behind the net, tied up by some RoughRiders. Doherty to James. James now possessing. He heads it up ice to Wolford. Wolford loses it for a second, but throws it in deep. Now Doherty chasing after it. James chasing a man behind the net. He has a blowout, and RoughRiders send it around. Nienhuis hustling to get there, but not in time to keep it onside. Blues now at center, banking it off the boards for Wofford. Just out of his reach. Wofford being pesky enough to get the puck away. Puck's tied up in the corner right now. Hurd puts a shot, tipped by Quinn. Quinn takes another shot, then Hagee comes in from behind from the RoughRiders and gives him a cross check. But the referee's hand is not up. That was a good shot from Hurd and a deflection by Quinn right in front. It changed its path, and there was a rebound attempt that Quinn was able to get a second attempt on, and the RoughRiders defense didn't want him to continue to whack at those loose pucks. Quinn, Johnson, and Conrad, the forwards. Cedar Rapids pulls it back. Gannon and Nienhuis, the defense. RoughRiders don't quite connect on that pass. Goes all the way down in front of Shadler. He's just going to cover that. We've got 4:49 remaining in the first period, and our game tied at 0. RoughRiders are going to change their wingers. Quinn taking the face-off for the Blues. Puck in their feet. Nienhuis grabs it. Tries to go off the boards. A bad hop. Puck then loose. Conrad's wrapping it around the boards. Johnson hustling to get there. He does chip it up. Not quite out. RoughRider holds it in for a moment. Now Quinn up ice. It's Johnson and Conrad. He's able to get it over to Conrad. Conrad protecting. Then's able to just dump it cross ice, but RoughRiders pick it up and come out to center. Now the defense got kind of tangled up. Eaton making a diving block. The puck now back at center ice and dumped in by the RoughRiders. Nienhuis going to collect that. Take a look at his passing options. He goes far side to Conrad. Conrad to Johnson. Then it kind of bounces there at center ice. Quinn's going to protect the puck. Goes over to DeYoung, who chips it up for Johnson. Johnson has a breaking Conrad. RoughRiders able to interrupt that pass momentarily. They saying he's offside, and as they were yelling off, Conrad didn't let up, and so that's going to be an intentional offside that'll come all the way back down here in front of Shadler. Beckwith, Cutcomp, and Giesick are our forwards. Gannon, DeYoung, the defense. Beckwith taking the draw. RoughRiders win it back. The shot goes wide. Cutcomp hustling to get there, but the defense pinches it. Sends it down to Gannon. Gannon backhands it to Giesick. Giesick's trying to possess. Goes back to Gannon. Gannon backhands to his defense. Chase not able to get a lot on that. And Cedar Rapids then has a drop pass for the D. They're starting to work up in the middle. Kick to the corner now. Beckwith on the Rough Riders. He's able to bump him off. DeYoung whiffed on his pass. Now Cutcomp has it, swings it over to Giesek. Out of his reach, and the Rough Riders dump it back in. DeYoung reps it all the way around to Cutcomp. Now he's got Giesek cutting in the middle. He feeds it to him. Not quite on his stick, as I think he might have had the peripheral vision of a Rough Rider. McGilvery for the Rough Riders does a drop pass off of the boards. It comes back to Cedar Rapids down low. Cedar Rapids has it, tries to stuff it. The puck is loose. They go up to the defense. Shot coming from the D. Shadler sees it all the way and holds. 2:44 remaining in the first period. You can see the Rough Riders have started to gain a little momentum as the game continues on. First 5 minutes or so were all offense for the Blues. All right, so let's see who we have out here. Forwards, Jack James. He's the one who has the puck now. Wolford's there with him. They give it over to Wolford. Wolford gets around his man. Shot shouldered up into the netting. Good shot and a good save. So it's James, Wolford, and Doherty out there for the forwards. Eaton is the lefty, Nienhaus the right. Rough Riders battling. Blues able to possess it momentarily. Now the Rough Riders come out to center ice. Nienhaus pushing his man wide. Drop pass along the boards. They tried to that pass where they drop it on the boards and then go back to the low man. Eaton loses possession, but the Rough Riders can't keep it in the zone. They collect at center. Now Wolford's able to get that bouncing puck chipped into the zone, but Rough Riders looking to break that. That goes by everybody. Now comes all the way down. Shadler's going to wrap it around to keep it away from the streaking Rough Riders. Chipped up to Wolford. Wolford goes over to James. A nice pass through some legs. James is going to just take a shot at the blue line, and they're going off for a change. Quinn, Johnson, and Conrad, the forwards now. Rough Riders sidestepping at center, then backhanding it in. Comes to the corner. Nienhaus kind of takes a swing at it, but they protect now. Nienhaus pushes his guy off of the puck. The Blues send it around to Conrad. He protects, goes back to Nienhaus. He goes high off of the glass. It comes out of the zone, but Cedar Rapids has it. Now works an entry. That comes to the Blues. Conrad now has it, and he's going to send it in. Quinn going to get to that first. He sends it down low to Conrad. Conrad tries a backhand pass. No one in the slot yet. Now the Blues have to... I'm sorry, the Rough Riders are able to freeze that to get the whistle. We're just under a minute, 53 seconds left in the period. Still 0-0. Quinn taking the face-off for the Blues. Quinn, Conrad, it's Johnson in the slot. Conrad has it. He's going to take a shot. That's going to be gloved, and we'll have another whistle. DeYoung and Hutton are the defense. Quinn pulls it back again. The Rough Riders get to it, but DeYoung chips it in where Quinn has it. Johnson's in the slot. He drops it back for Conrad. He's going to send it low. Hutton pinching for the defense and tries to get it there. Goes behind the net, and Quinn now on those boards. Rough Riders sending it around, but Johnson's going to get to that first. Quinn now has the puck, goes back to Conrad. Conrad taken off of the puck, but Hutton pinching, sends it back down low. Quinn got pushed into the net, and they've got a whistle here with 16 seconds left in this first period. Doherty, Wolford, and James will take over the winger duties. The defense, Eaton and Nienhaus. 16 seconds, enough time to win a faceoff and get some shots on net. Let's see if the Blues are able to do just that. Doherty will take this faceoff. He pushes it forward, and it's on net. It is kicked away. Wolford holds the wraparound attempt. Puck in the feet right now. 5 seconds left in this period. See if the Blues are able to kick one out for a shot, but Cedar Rapids doing a good job of tying up the puck, and that's going to be the end of period number 1. Shots on goal in the first period for the Blues, 10. The RoughRiders, 4. Back and forth momentum for these two teams. As we said before the broadcast, two evenly matched teams, and I think the play showed just that. So the teams will be heading off ice. We'll get a fresh sheet down and be back with the broadcast here in just a moment. Big thanks to one of the parents and Gannon for running our camera today. So if you have any questions or comments, you can type them in the chat there, and she'll be happy to answer your questions or give you updates. You know, we are just running one camera here today, and that's focused on the action. So scoring updates will come via my voice or her chat. On the clock, so set your timers, and we'll be back with period number 2 here in Des Moines. The Midwest High School State Tournament with the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders and your Quad City Blues. We'll be back in just about 14 minutes.
points because we won that game. Yeah, we like slingshotted from 11 seed to 8 seed.
Wow. Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa. I guess you've always been here. So have we. But the game's about to get back underway. Hey, Ann, do me a favor. I want you to focus on the glass right here at the player entrance. And what you can see is something great that they have here in this building. You see that glass is kind of curved right there at the edge of the players. So that curved glass, old rinks built with a 90-degree angle right there with a big pad on it. And these newer rinks have that curved glass, so it really takes away an injury opportunity if a check's happening right there at those points. And just one of the many great features here of this new building, the RecPlex in Des Moines, where we're about to get underway with period number 2. For the Blues, you've got Quinn taking this face-off. Conrad to his left, Johnson to his right. Eaton and Hutton are the defense. And the puck is dropped to start another 17-minute period here. RoughRiders chip it in. Hutton's going to collect that behind the net. Works it on the stick to Johnson. Kicked up by Conrad, but it gets away from him. And the RoughRiders at center ice able to throw it in on Shadler, and he's going to cover that and hold on for a face-off. Face-off comes behind the net. McGilvery throws it in the slot. It goes through a couple RoughRiders players. Now the Blues are going to come out. It's going to be a 3-on-2, but there is a back-checking McGilvery. Shot on Johnson, gets it, and a second save made. Phenomenal save by the goaltender there because that was wide open. But he was able to kick across and make the save on Johnson's shot. It's a good shot for the Blues and a rebound that came across to Johnson just in position. Better save made by the goaltender. Doherty taking the face-off. Wolford to his left. James in the slot. DeYoung and Nienhaus on defense. RoughRiders backhanded around the boards. The Blues are going to hold it in. That's James to Wolford. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Doherty that tried to feed it to Wolford. Now Wolford grabbing the puck behind. His pass off of the net. He still has it. It's in the slot, but chipped to the corner. Now the RoughRiders able to get to center and send it across to Shadler. And now they try to work it in deep. Wolford's going to get to that puck, but a pressure by a RoughRiders. And it's held into the zone. RoughRiders look for a pass in the slot. It comes to the defense who's going to fan on a shot. Now the Blues just send it the length of the ice. They're going to go off for a change. That's on net and almost went in. The goalie did have his pad there. He was trying to let it go wide for an icing, but his toe stopped that from going in the net. RoughRiders shot on net. Shadler's going to get the whistle, and now the Blues will be able to change things up. Gannon and Eaton coming out on the defensive side of things for the Blues. Giesick, Cutcomp, and Beckwith. Beckwith is taking the draw. Gannon chips it up and out. Cutcomp has it. He's got Giesick in the slot. Cutcomp's going to take the shot. It's low. Kick back to the corner where Cutcomp is. He then drops it behind him. The RoughRiders work it out of the zone and send it the length. Gannon now with the puck. He backhands it, but not out. RoughRiders trying to get a little possession. Eaton's able to get some fancy skate work to get away from a player. RoughRiders chip it in. Now it's going to come to Cutcomp. Cutcomp has some space. He's going to then pass to Giesick in the center of the ice. Beckwith now collects it. It goes down to Nienhaus. Nienhaus going to fire a shot, hits a leg pad. RoughRiders collect behind their net and work it up the ice. Rahi for the Rough Riders, chips it in and bounces into the chest of Shadler. He's just going to freeze the puck. And we'll get a whistle. 14:22 left in the second period. Score is still 0-0. Shots in favor of the Blues, 14-7. Hurd and Eaton are the defense. Quinn taking this face-off. He's out there with Conrad and Johnson. Eaton's going to poke it up to Johnson. Now he comes out of the zone. He is pressured. Bounced off of the puck. Conrad sends it in. The Rough Riders now looking to work it out. It hits a skate. Now the Rough Riders come in, but that looks like a play possibly offside. Second period of action here in Des Moines. It's the Midwest High School Hockey League State Tournament. Face-off just outside of the blue line. And the Blues win it back. Conrad possessing, being patient with the puck. Eaton chips it off of the boards, but the Rough Riders come away with it. Rough Riders starting to get a entry set up. They chip it in deep, but that's going to be an icing as the pass is just off the mark. Puck will be dropped all the way at the other end of the rink. Patrick Hurd coming to the bench. John Nienhaus replacing the right defenseman. Quinn, Johnson, and Conrad still the forwards. Rough Riders changing a couple players. Now we're ready to drop the puck. Quinn taking the draw for the Blues. They pull it back to Nienhaus. He goes over to Eaton. Eaton's going to put a shot. It's deflected off of a stick high of the net. Quinn holds it, gives it to Nienhaus. He chips it, and that hit a stick and bounces to the corner. Rough Riders now looking to break it out, but Quinn able to get in the way. Kicked up the boards. Now the Rough Riders are going to come out of the zone. That's Brown, number 8. He's their leading scorer for the Rough Riders. He has 17 goals on the season, which matches the Blues' leading scorer, Jack James. He has 17 as well. Blues chip it in to the zone and go to look for a change. Rough Riders miss their pass. James backhands it. Nienhaus has it. He's going to look at his options. He puts it on net, and it's into the glove of the goaltender. That's Jack Drehos, who's in net for the Rough Riders. Doherty, Wolford, James the forward, Hutton, and Eaton the defense. Face-off across the rink. Doherty coming into the face-off circle now to take this draw for the Blues. Gets tied up and sent behind the net. Jack James hustles to get there, but it comes to the Rough Riders' stick, and they send it out of the zone. Eaton dumps it back in. Blues tag up, and now Rough Riders trying to come out. Hutton was pinching and almost intercepted that puck. Now the Blues have to get back, and they are able to stop that entry from the Rough Riders. Jack James on the near side. He gets the poke chipped off of his stick. Wolford sends it in deep. Rough Riders looking to make a stretch pass. They do curl and protect. Shot deflected wide of Shadler. Now Doherty chips it off the boards. Held in by the defense. Blockered away. That is going to get out of the zone. Good job by Shadler to knock that out, all the way out of the zone. Blues able to stop the progress of the Rough Riders player. DeYoung now on his stick. He goes up ice. Wolford has it in his feet. Looks like it got tangled up in his feet and ended up going off sides before the puck did. So we'll get fresh legs out there for the Blues. It's Beckwith, Cutcomp, and Giesick. DeYoung and Nienhaus on defense. Beckwith taking the face off for the Blues. Dropped in. Cutcomp battling with it. Beckwith gets it only to the defense. Pass hit the stick of Giesek, and that puck deflected into the Blues bench, so we'll have another face-off right in the same spot. 11:38 in the second period, still 0-0. Shots in favor of the Blues, 14-8. Puck drop comes to the boards. RoughRiders defense skates across center. Skating wide, pulling up, looking for the drop pass. The shot looked like it went wide. I don't know if Shadler got that, or I think it hit the side of the net. Did hear a little clank there. Nienhuis with it behind him. Now it comes to Giesek on the boards. Looked like it bounced off of the boards and got in between his feet. Now the Blues send it back. Nienhuis has it. That's Beckwith to Cutcomp. He chips it deep, but he couldn't get it over to Giesek, and that's going to go all the way for an icing. Lines will change for both teams. DeYoung and Hutton will be the defensemen out there. Nope, DeYoung's coming off, so it's Hutton and Eaton. Quinn, Conrad, Johnson, the forwards. Hutton sends it off the boards. Eaton tries to hit the stretching Conrad, but the pass was behind him and then sent back into the zone by the RoughRiders. Eaton's got to pick that up. Pass was in his feet. He drops it back to Quinn. Quinn looks up, passes to Eaton. Blues unable to get the puck out of the zone, and Blues have to chase again. Now Quinn behind his net. He's got a body right in front of him. Now the Blues are able to break it out. They go cross ice to Johnson. He collects it, gets stood up at the blue line, and the RoughRiders send it all the way down. This is going to be an icing, and we'll head back to the broadcast left here for a face-off. If you're not following the action, it's because Ann Gannon is on her phone, not following the puck. Doherty stepping into the face-off circle right now. Walford to his left, James to his right. Eaton, Nienhuis. Those are the defensemen. Pushed forward. Chase to the corner here. Doherty bumps in. Jack James pulled down. They hop back up. Wolford just throws it towards the net, but it stopped before it could get to the goaltender. Now Nienhuis picking up his wheels, and his skate's able to stop that pass. Now a loose puck right there that's able to be kicked over. Oh, just behind Wolford, or that would have been a great breakout. Now it's kicked back to Wolford. He's going to send it in. Gets around to Doherty in the slot, looking for a one-timer. Wolford then gets it to Doherty, but the pass was on the heel of his stick. And the RoughRiders tried to break out. Wolford right there for the pass. He goes right back in. Two guys, Wolford on his backhand. James now picking it up, tries to put it back in the slot. RoughRiders have it. Doherty doing a great job to just get in the way. Puck comes out of the zone. Eaton sends it in. Blues tagging up, changing up. Quinn chasing for the RoughRiders. They try to hit a stretch pass. Eaton gets in the way momentarily. Conrad pokes it away. Now an offside play. Due to the stick of Conrad, he was able to stop that pass, and the RoughRiders went offside. .9:15 remaining in the second period. Still a 0-0 score. Quinn, Conrad, Johnson are forwards. DeYoung, Nienhuis the defense. Quinn unable to pull it back. RoughRiders possess it. They go D to D and dump in at center. Tapped in by the RoughRiders. Quinn chips it up. It does come out of the zone, so they can't touch the puck. Quinn now picks it up. Goes cross ice to Johnson. Johnson has a step. He comes in, goes to his forehand. He picks the corner. My God, that was beautiful. So Blues strike first. An offsides play by the RoughRiders. They couldn't touch the puck. Quinn comes in, gathers it, sees Johnson cross ice, gives him a great pass on the tape. Johnson continues to explode by keeping his feet moving, and then just snipes a shot over the corner. Think you might have even seen a water bottle fly. Now Conrad has the puck. He pauses for a second, then sauces one to Johnson. He kicks into the zone, chips it a little bit deeper. Now RoughRiders behind the net, able to escape the Blues, and now they're looking to enter the zone. It's McGilvery for the RoughRiders, skating wide, protecting, shooting low. 2 saves made by Shadler, and then the third shot went up over the net. Johnson now coming up to these near boards. The players bump into each other. And Quinn's going to send it all the way down. That's going to be an icing as those Blues players are tired, and they'll be able to get a change up here. 8:06 left in the second period. Blues just tallied the first goal and lead 1-0. Beckwith taking the face off. Giesick and Cutcomp out there. Beckwith pulls it back where Gannon chips it around the boards, just out of the reach of Nienhaus. The RoughRiders trying to get it. Nienhaus banks it off of the boards. Now it's going to come to Cutcomp. Oh, the RoughRiders get to it first. Giesick able to get in the way. Blues knock it in. That's Gannon, the defenseman, who took that pass away and then went into chase. Beckwith has to hustle. Nienhaus supporting. Now offsides by the RoughRiders. Nienhaus goes cross ice, just out of the reach of Cutcomp. Blues doing a good job of pestering the guy with the puck. Now Beckwith's going to get it. He takes a quick shot. The goaltender able to answer. Doherty, Wolford, James. Doherty in the faceoff circle. Wolford to the left, James in the slot. Eaton, Hutton, the defense. RoughRiders working up these near side boards, but the Blues are able to chip it back in. Now it wraps around. Blues gather at center ice. Hutton looking to get a little space, gives it over to Eaton. Eaton to Doherty. Doherty look cross ice to James. Now James is just going to send it in. Now they'll dump and chase. Sent around the boards where Hutton holds it in. Goes back in. Wolford coming behind. Puts it in the slot in the skate of Doherty. Now this is Ramsey, who just leads his pass too far for the RoughRiders. And that's going to be an icing. Change of line here for the Blues. Quinn, Conrad, Johnson. Conrad's going to step into this face-off circle. Nienhaus and DeYoung, the defense. Nienhaus has it. He's going to take a shot at tipped by Quinn and into the stick of the goaltender. Or, I'm sorry, into the glove. Nienhaus, DeYoung, the defense. Quinn pulls it back. Conrad gets it back. Nienhaus gets it, but it hits the stick. Now that's Philip McGilvery from the RoughRiders. He loses the handle. RoughRiders try to put it in the slot. Nobody's home. DeYoung then bounces it off the boards. Johnson chips it in a little bit deeper. He has Conrad in the slot. He's taken down. No call yet. Surprisingly, no penalties yet in this game. That could change. Puck was loose there in the goal area. Blues are saying they chipped it away. The ref saying that they blew the whistle prior. Blues got to stay focused here and not let any garbage get them out of their mindset of playing strong hockey. DeYoung, Eaton, the defense. Quinn, Conrad, Johnson still out there for the forwards. Now it looks like the coaching staff wants an official call from the referee. It's been a clean game up to this point. Conrad taking this face off. Johnson's going to work to his backhand. Rough Riders win it back. They try to feed McGilvery. It's going to come all the way to Shadler. He's just going to... Shadler covers up, and we've got a whistle here. It's 5:59 remaining in the second period. Blues have a 1-0 lead over the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. So we'll be set for another face-off. Quinn ready to take it for the Blues. He wins it back to DeYoung. He chips it off the boards to Eaton. Just gets away from his stick. Now the Rough Riders possess. They send it into the slot, but that's knocked behind the net and then worked up these near boards where Conrad has it. Gives it to DeYoung. DeYoung steps out. He's got Quinn, and that's over to Johnson. Though poked away at center. And looks like we're going to get the first penalty call. It's an interference there at center ice for Cedar Rapids. That's number 12, Winter. That's Ethan Winter for the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders, a 2-minute interference call. Blues are going to be heading to the power play. For those who've been following the Blues this season, I can safely say, and you might agree, that the Blues power play has vastly improved as the season has gone on. They've been able to possess the puck, be patient, find the open man, and we'll see if they're going to be able to work this power play. A shot from Hutton, from James into the glove. Johnson, Quinn, Conrad, the forwards, James and Hutton back on D. Hutton's got a great shot. They might see them try to work it over to him. That's going to be a shot from James. It looked like it hit the back of the leg of Conrad. Quinn now hustling to get there. Rough Riders protect and send it down the ice. Hutton picking up the puck. He's got it behind, works it up the far boards. Johnson spins to relieve the pressure of the Rough Rider, then enters the zone, chips it in deep, gets his legs taken out or loses an edge, and now the Blues possess the puck and looking to work at Hutton. Back to Conrad. Conrad down low to Johnson. Johnson looking for options, gives it to Hutton at the point. Hutton back to Johnson. He's going to step up, take a shot. It hits a leg. Now back to Hutton, over to Johnson. Johnson to Hutton. Hutton's going to wind up for a slapper that's blockered, and the Rough Riders able to clear. Still 45 seconds left to go in the power play for the Blues. Rough Riders changing it up. I'm not quite sure why they blew a whistle. A hooking call was made against Conrad. Don't like to see a penalty taken while you're on the power play, but that's going to be the call, and so we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for 43 seconds, and then the Rough Riders will be looking at a power play for a minute 15 or so, 17. Wolford pulling it back, hopefully for the Blues. He is able to get it to Nienhuis. Nienhuis chipping it off of the boards. Eaton getting to it. He's got Brown on him, so he gives it back to Nienhuis. Nienhuis, that's Cutcomp taking it up those far boards. He's able to get it in, but he's completely held. And, of course, the curse of me saying it's been a clean game. Now the penalties are coming. Looks like a holding call. I believe the back of that jersey said Brown on it. So now 4-on-3 hockey for 22 seconds. Rough Riders send it down where Nienhaus is chasing after. Nienhaus with speed coming up these near side boards, enters the zone, looks to feed it over to Cutcomp just out of his reach. But the Blues now with Cutcomp coming up high. His shot into the armpit and held. And we'll have a whistle here. Even strength of 4-on-4 hockey for a minute 15. Then about 21 seconds of a power play for the Blues. 4-on-4 hockey here. Wolford, Cutcomp, Eaton, Hutton. Wolford pulls it back to Eaton. Eaton takes a shot that's wide, hits the defense, and Cutcomp's able to get to it there. It's chipped behind the glass. Now Wolford with it. He's got Hutton crashing in, but now Wolford has to protect and come out of the zone. Diving Rough Rider, unable to stop Wolford, but now the puck comes to the Rough Riders. They're looking to work it into the zone, just off of the stick. James now with the puck. James to Hutton. Hutton chips it in and it chases. Wolford coming out for a change. Rough Riders come out of the zone and now they step in. Eaton works his man to the corner. Rough Rider has it there. James is going to get it away from him. Feeds it up to DeYoung. DeYoung has it come off of his stick, and the Rough Riders chip it to center ice. And Rough Riders are going to get a man behind the play. And from a wide angle, the shot put on Shadler is held. Four-on-4 hockey for 6 more seconds, and then the Blues will have a 22-second power play. Quinn, Johnson, Eaton, Nienhaus. Those are the 4. Nienhaus with it goes behind Shadler. Curls behind his net, but then bumped off of the puck. So Quinn picks it up. He's patient enough to give the puck to Johnson. His pass, or Johnson's shot didn't get through, and now the puck's down low. Eaton's pinching. Glove down by Johnson. Now Cedar Rapids full strength, and it's going to be 3-on-1. The Blues hustling back. Ramsey takes a shot, and Shadler makes the save. Minute 49 remaining in the second period. 20 shots for the Blues, 12 for the Rough Riders. Blues lead 1-0. Doherty is going to take this face-off for the Blues. He's out there with wingers James and Wolford. The defense, Gannon and DeYoung. Wolford enters the zone, gets into the center. Loose puck there in the slot. Cedar Rapids comes away with it and enters the zone. Wolford able to impede the shot of the Rough Riders. And the Blues, Gannon now goes behind his net, backhands it up, but not out. And the Rough Riders send it around the boards. DeYoung and James working there. Comes to McGilvery, who tries to feed his D, who does keep it in. Shot tipped and then goes in. So the Rough Riders even the score at 1. Minute 8 remaining in the second period. Our score is 1-1. Blues with Quinn, Conrad, and Johnson for the forwards. Eaton and Hutton the defense. Mishandled pass collected by the Blues. Eaton off the boards to Conrad. Conrad across ice to Johnson. Johnson has Hutton streaking behind him. He doesn't see it and just dumps it in. Brady Rahi credited with the goal. Rough Riders now coming across center, entering the zone, looking to take a shot that hits the shin pad of Hutton, and then the second shot saved by Shadler. Nienhuis and DeYoung coming out for the defense for the Blues. 30 seconds remain in this first period. DeYoung sends it off the glass. That goes up into the netting, and we'll have another whistle. 26 seconds remain in this period. Rough Riders win it back. They go to the D's. Shot up over the glass. Now Conrad's going to send that the length wide of the net, so that's an icing with 11.7. Blues are going to change all five here. Hutton and Eaton coming out for the defense. Doherty, James, Wolford, the forwards. The focus here for the Blues is going to be to tie up your man, not let any easy shots come through to Shadler to end the last 11 seconds of the period. Doherty taking the face-off. They do tie up their man. Eaton banks it off of the boards, held in at the point. There's a bouncing puck in the slot, and the puck unable to be put on net, and that's going to be the end of period number 2. So we've got a 1-1 tie game going to the third period. The shots on goal after 2 periods of play. The Rough Riders with 15 shots, the Blues with 20. So we've got 15 minutes of intermission, and we'll be back with our third period of action here in Des Moines. It's very possible that we will be shorthanded when period number 3 starts, as a penalty was called at the end of the period. We'll give you the updates when we come back in about 14 and a half minutes. Well, we're just under a minute left on the clock winding down here. Teams returning to the ice. Your Quad City Blues coming through the door right now. Coaches heading to the bench. Blues team first out onto the ice. We're still waiting for the RoughRiders. And now they're making their entry. So at the end of the second period, the Blues were called with a high sticking. So a 2-minute penalty called on number 7, Jack James. The Blues will start short-handed. Time for these teams to dig deep. A big third period, a tied game at 1. Single elimination, so move on or go home is the format of the state tournament here. We're broadcasting from Des Moines once again in the brand new RecPlex. Recently built and teams allowed to skate onto the ice as of last August, but not open to the public due to COVID until just January of this year. And I can't say it enough. I love this building. It's a great facility. So the 4 penalty killers for the Blues: Liam Quinn, who's in the faceoff circle. Conrad's closest to us. Eaton is on the far side of the faceoff circle, and Hutton directly behind the draw. Cedar Rapids taking possession. Curling back in their own end. Now looking for an entry, but it's going to come on the far side. Now an offside play from Cedar Rapids gives us a whistle. Quinn taking the draw for the Blues. He pulls it back. Conrad has it for a second. Now Quinn's going to send it all the way down. Wraps around the boards. The defense now sets up for their breakout. And now they're bringing it up these near side boards. Passing across ice where the streaking player enters the zone. They look to set up their power play. Up to the defense, who's going to walk the blue line. Puts on the brakes and goes back to the far side. Curling, being patient with the puck, working it around. Now they go back across the ice and up to the point once again. Blues unable to poke it away from the RoughRiders, and RoughRiders still looking. Now they go down low. Blues keeping their defensive box disciplined. A tip in front, then a second shot, and a power play goal is scored. Brady Brown leading the line, so I can only assume that he got the goal. RoughRiders with the power play take the lead 2-1. Doherty, James, and Wolford now the wingers. RoughRiders at center and dump it all the way down. And Nienhaus will play that. James here on the near board, can't handle it, comes out. Doherty hustling, he gets to the puck. He takes a bad angle shot, it goes in! That's a goal! With a tight shot from an angle that makes it through. And we've got a game tied at 2. So just like that, this game is knotted up. This should be a great third period of action here. Quinn, Johnson, Conrad will take over the winger duties. Eaton and Nienhaus on defense. Johnson pulls it back to Nienhaus. Nienhaus takes a look. His puck hits some bodies, and the puck's still there at the blue line, and RoughRiders send it in deep. They're giving that goal to Doherty unassisted. Rough Riders hold it in. A shot coming for the point. It's wide and goes off the glass and into the net. So we've got goals from Johnson and Doherty today. Doherty's was unassisted. I don't know the assists on. Just one assist from Quinn? Okay, so we've got a face-off just outside of the Blues' defensive zone. Quinn's going to take the draw. Nienhuis collecting that puck, is going to put it off the glass to Johnson. Johnson then to Quinn. Quinn's trying to get some space, tries to step through the defense. Puck goes to the corner where they battle for it. Conrad coming in to help out. Quinn now back up to his feet, but the Rough Riders coming away with that puck. Rough Riders poked off of it, and Conrad now with the puck. Bounces that nice pass off the boards to Johnson. He's going to step up. He can't get around. Conrad can't hold it in. And the Rough Riders come out, and that, not surprisingly, not called offsides. Hurd with the puck. His pass to Conrad did not connect, and the Rough Riders now looking to enter the zone. Flipped into the zone. Hurd backhands it around to Cutcomp. Cutcomp can't get it out, but Quinn's going to throw it the length of the ice. Gloved at center. Giesecke giving chase. Now Cutcomp looking to get in the way. He does intercept that pass. Beckwith gets out of Giesecke now with it. His shot kicked. And they're saying the goal came off. Puck came right to Giesecke. He put a low one on the leg pads that was kicked right back out, and Beckwith picked up that puck, but the whistle was blown and Blues unable to get any more shots. Beckwith's going to take this draw. Cutcomp's over by the boards. Giesecke in the slot. Hutton and Eaton are the defense. Beckwith waiting. He pulls it back. Cutcomp protecting the puck. Curls down low. Chips it where Beckwith is giving chase. Rough Riders get it to center. Hutton sends it right back in. Cutcomp forces his man to cough up the puck. Now Cutcomp and Beckwith have it, though, in their feet, and Giesecke chips it off of the glass. Beckwith has it. Now it comes out of the zone. Eaton looked like he was going to play him, but he pulled up, and the Rough Riders send it in deep. Now it comes back to Eaton. He backhands it to Cutcomp. He couldn't get it to the streaking Giesecke. Eaton now with it behind his net. Blues look to, the Rough Riders tried to clear it. Not out. Now they send it in wide of the net. Nienhuis has it. Blues changing up. James comes out to replace Giesecke. Rough Riders still maintain possession. Now James with a back check, lifts the stick, enters the zone. He's got Doherty with him, though the Rough Riders take that puck away and look to enter the zone. Wolford just came off of the bench and was able to whack the puck away. Eaton over to Nienhuis. James goes cross ice to Wolford. The Rough Riders send it in deep where Nienhuis goes to play it. They jockey for position. A shot goes to the boards. Nienhuis leaves it for Eaton. He banks it off of the glass. Too far for Wolford to get to, so Rough Riders will collect and look to re-enter. Off the pass of Nienhuis, so he banks it off the boards. James couldn't handle. Rough Riders again with possession of the puck. Kind of back and forth here at center ice as each team both trying to maintain possession. And Blues send it in deep. Wolford chasing after it. Now the Rough Riders cough up the puck. Eaton has to wait for Wolford to clear the zone. Blues putting great pressure on the puck. Wolford's going to have it. He backhands it to Quinn. Comes to Johnson. Johnson hits a shoulder. Now the Rough Rider is able to come out of the zone. He's going to have some room for speed. A shot well wide of the net and going to come out of the zone, collected at center ice. Rough Riders backhanded on Shadler, wide of the net. But DeYoung has to play it. He sends it around the boards to Conrad, who has two guys closing in on him, and he just backhands it. It happens to bounce over the glass and out of play. We've got a 2-2 tied score with 10:48 remaining in this third period. Cutcomp, Beckwith, and Giesek will be the forwards. Nienhaus and Gannon the defense. Puck's kind of tied up. Now Cutcomp has it. Giesek's on his right. They give it over to Giesek. He skates it into the zone, goes wide. Looks like his pass might have hit a skate. Puck coming up to the point where Nienhaus holds it in and throws it towards Cutcomp. He has it, tries to come back and flip it in. Puck's loose. Beckwith might have had a second poke at it, but it is covered and held, and we'll get a whistle here with 10:28 remaining in the third. Nifty little play by Cutcomp as he was skating down below the net, curled back up and came out front to take a quick shot, which caused some opportunities for the Blues. Beckwith taking the face-off. It's in his feet. Players getting bumped around here. Now the Rough Riders have it. He's able to evade and then a mishandle on a pass, but not icing. Nienhaus has it behind the net, sends it around the boards to Cutcomp. Cutcomp to Beckwith. Beckwith up to Giesek. Giesek can't hold on to it. And the Rough Riders send it all the way down. That's going to be an icing call, and we'll get a whistle with 10:01. Blues changing it up, bringing out James, Doherty, and Wolford for the forwards. Hutton and Eaton will be the defense. Once again, Doherty into the face-off circle for this line. Wolford's in the slot. James on the boards. Hutton can't hold it at the blue line. The Rough Riders curl, trying to possess, but now the Blues kick it out, and an icing is going to be called now on the Blues. .45, that's where we're at. 2-2 is our score. Doherty for the draw. Gets it over to Eaton. Eaton protecting. Then wraps it around the boards to Wolford. Puck is bouncing, and a shot wide of the net comes to Jack James. He's got Doherty streaking through the middle, but that pass does not connect. Actually, I think it got deflected up. Wolford then chips it in deep. Rough Riders got all the Blues going one direction, then they pass back the other. Doherty able to take the puck away momentarily. Now a pass off of the boards clears to center. Rough Riders going to change a few bodies. Puck not too far into the zone. Rough Riders stripped by Quinn. Quinn protecting on his backhand. Still has it. He chips it. It's loose. And it goes in. The Blues tally another. Quinn, James, Wolford, the first three through the handshake line. I can only assume that that's going to be the goal and assists. We'll have to wait for the official call. Great grinding goal for the Blues. They're giving that goal to 11 Wolford with the assist from Quinn. So Quinn able to step in and put it on net. Wolford then collects up that loose change, and big goal from Wolford. It's time that he was due. Now this puck chipped up to Conrad. He's going to get there before icing. No. He tried to beat the puck to the red line. Obviously not the case, as we'll be coming back to the other end of the ice for a face-off. Shots on goal, 26 for the Blues, 16 for the Rough Riders. Score, 3 Blues, Rough Riders 2. Cam Doherty into the face-off circle. He's with James and Wolford. Chipped up, James can't quite hold on. Puck hit a body, and now James has it on the far side. Wolford gonna go behind. Back behind for James. James tried to backhand one to Doherty, but the Rough Riders coming away a 3-on-2 opportunity. Hutton taking his guy wide. Shot blocker to the corner. Hutton gets it up to the point. Shot hits the leg pad, and it's then flipped out of the zone. Wolford's going to get to it, but not able to chip it in, and an offsides call has been made. Blues bringing out Beckwith, Cutcomp, and Giesick. The defense, Nienhaus and Eaton. Blue Beckwith taking the face-off. Rough Riders have it at center, bank it off of the boards, but only get it to the defense where Eaton backhands it out of play. And they're going to take that face-off all the way to the left of Shadler. Beckwith again in the face-off circle. And they're going to toss the Rough Riders, who made a movement before the puck drop. Puck there at their feet. Rough Riders chip it up to the defense. That is tipped, but wide. Giesick coming to play that on the boards. The pinching defense sends it in deep. Nienhaus now has it and gives it back to Eaton. Eaton off the glass. Giesick taps it to Beckwith. Beckwith to Cutcomp. He's going to shoot one. It looked like it might have deflected off of something, but the goaltender did make the save. And now the Rough Riders come back the other way. They enter the zone, hit some legs, and now they curl up high. Eaton gloves down that with his hand and steps out. He's going to carry across center, carries across the blue line. Takes it down low. Beckwith's down there. Now the Rough Riders able to escape the pressure of the Blues. And that's a move made at the blue line, causing the Rough Riders to go offside. 6:38 remaining in this game. Quinn, Johnson, Conrad are forwards. DeYoung, Nienhaus the defense. Nienhaus banks it off of the boards and out of the zone. Not far enough for icing. Rough Riders looking to break out. They are able to enter the zone wide. Shadler covering the puck. Rough Riders changing up their wingers. Blues keeping out Quinn, Conrad, and Johnson. Blues now are going to have a 2-1 break. Johnson streaking. He's again going to take the shot. It's a save made. The loose puck corralled by the Rough Riders, and they direct it back towards their goaltender to cover. We've got a whistle here. Just about 6 minutes. 6:07 is what we have on the clock. Blues holding on to a 3-2 lead and changing up their wingers. Doherty, James, and Wolford, the forwards. Hutton, Nienhaus, the defense. Pulled to Nienhaus. He's going to take a slap shot on a rolling puck. It did not get through. The Blues trying to hold it in. Now Wolford chips it up. James has it. Wolford in the slot. James shoots and he scores! There's another goal! 4 goals for the Blues by 4 different players. That goal scored by the Blues regular season leader, Jack James. A great rally for the Quad City Blues, and they cannot let up the pressure, and they have to play clean. Cannot afford to take any penalties at this moment in time. Blues changing up one of the defense, Eaton and Hutton now the defense. Wolford getting the puck. They give the goal to James alone. No assists on that. .5:38 remaining in this third period. Blues now with a 4-2 lead. Doherty taking the draw for the Blues. Hutton's going to wrap it around to Jack James. He can't quite hold on, and it goes all the way down, and icing will be the call. No, they gave it to James unassisted. So our 4 goal scorers, Jace Johnson, Cam Doherty, J.R. Wolford, and Jack James. Shot on Shadler was saved and whistled dead. Blues changing their forward line. Quinn, Johnson, Conrad now out. Nienhuis and Eaton are the defense. RoughRiders hold it in and send it in deep. Eaton's going to wrap it around the glass. It's off of the stick of a RoughRider. Conrad hustling to it. The RoughRiders get to it first. They lose an edge, and now Conrad picks it up, puts one in the slot, but no Blues player there to pick it up. The RoughRiders now coming out of the zone, crossing center ice, and now pulling up. Ran into the boards by Nienhuis. Pass into the slot, taken away and cleared out of the zone. No icing on this play. RoughRiders will have to play it. RoughRiders looking to stretch passes for breakaway opportunities. Didn't connect, and now the Blues looking to enter the zone, and the Blues looking to clear it, but can't quite get it out of the zone. Now they do. Conrad's going to dump it at center. Blues going for a change. James, Doherty, and Wolford the forward. James causing an errant pass, and the Blues able to dump it in momentarily. Now the RoughRiders clear to center, but Nienhuis sends it back in. Backhanded pass attempt kicked off of the boards and came out to the slot area, but the Blues unable to collect that. They cause an errant pass by the RoughRiders, and now Blues go cross ice to Wolford. He's going to get a little bit of speed, sends it around the boards. James going to pick that up on the boards, but sends it back around the glass. Wolford now has it in his feet. He chips it towards the net. It's tipped. James now with it behind the net to Wolford. Wolford shoots, blockered away. James comes in for a stuff, and the goalie covers. 3:36 is what we have left in this third period. 4-2 our score. Quinn, Johnson, Conrad, the forwards. Hutton and Eaton, the defense. Quinn's going to look to pull it back on his backhand, and Eaton would be right there behind him, as Eaton's the left defender, Hutton the right. Quinn puts his stick down, waits for the puck. Cedar Rapids wins the draw. They go D to D, but that took a funny hop off of the boards. RoughRiders still collect and use a little bit of speed to chip it in, but Blues bounce it off the boards. RoughRiders will look to regroup. RoughRiders send it up, an errant pass. Conrad to Johnson, then Quinn pokes at it but cannot possess. Rough Riders now enter the zone. Hutton pokes it away. Couldn't split both the defenders. Now the Rough Riders have a man right in front, but we've got Hutton down in the corner. Play is blown dead. Not quite sure. The trainer, Chris Johnson, onto the ice. Hutton to his feet, though. Looks like he's going to start skating towards the bench. Playoff hockey with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the single elimination. Blues have a 2-goal advantage, leading 4-2. You'd have to imagine that the Rough Riders are going to be putting on as much pressure as they can. You want to see the Blues just play clean. Oh, that's an empty goal down there. So goalie pulled with 2:45 left in the third period. 6 skaters out for the Rough Riders. Doherty taking the face-off for the Blues. He's out there with James and Wolford for the forwards. Eaton and Nienhaus, the defense. Blues able to get it to center ice. Rough Riders regroup. Blues don't want to commit too much to the offensive or to the pressure. Now Rough Riders working up these near side boards. 2 players run into each other. Now they go cross ice. There was an open man. Then that puck hit the official, the linesman standing right there at the blue line. It kind of deflected off of the stick into his chest. Now an offsides play. Wolford's going to have the puck, and Rough Riders touched the puck before Wolford could get any space to get a shot at an empty net. So that's going to be an intentional offsides. The puck will be taken all the way down to the far end. Rough Riders going to use this opportunity to call a timeout. 2:04 remaining in the third period. The shots are in the advantage for the Blues. 31 versus 19 for the Rough Riders. Have to imagine that after this timeout, they'll be bringing their goaltender back in for the draw and look to bring him out as the Rough Riders try to work it up ice. Clock ticking down the timeout, so I don't know the official clock time, but we'll tell you that here in about 20 seconds. That's what remains in the timeout. The winner of this game will play Waterloo tomorrow night. Action will continue here at the Des Moines RecPlex all weekend long. So we look to get a state champion, tournament champion of the Midwest High School Hockey League. Quinn taking the face-off. He's out there with Conrad and Johnson. Hutton and Eaton, the defense. The linesman checking behind him, now ready to drop the puck. Quinn puts his stick down. Rough Riders wrap it around the boards. They collect, and Johnson gets to it, tries to get it in deep, has it in his feet. Now he will not allow the goaltender to come off the ice, and he just sends it around the boards. There's 1:45 remaining in this third period. Now the Rough Riders have possession, and the goaltender comes to the bench. The shot into the chest of Shadler, and he's going to cover that. 1 minute and 39 seconds remain in this game. The Blues holding on to a 4-2 lead. The net is empty for the Rough Riders. 6 players on the ice. A backhand shot wide of Shadler. Rough Riders send it in deep. Quinn's going to get it. Chips it over to Conrad. Conrad gives it a poke, but Now the Blues get it to center ice. Rough Riders, Sosa pass. Now enter the zone, a drop pass. Move. Johnson gets to it. He backhands it the length of the ice. That's going to be wide and an icing with 1:11. A broken stick on the play. I don't know who just lost about $150 on that play, but it's coming to the Blues bench. Sorry, Mom. Doherty taking the face-off here. Wolford, James, those are the forwards. Eaton, Nienhuis, the defense. The Blues have to weather the storm for another 1:11. Puck comes to James. He's going to send it the length, and that hits the post. Blues just an inch away from getting an empty netter. Drop pass, now sent up to the defense. D-to-D pass. Hard shot deflected. The second shot hits the post. The puck is loose there, and there's a lot of poking going on. But the puck does not cross the line, and we've got a whistle here with 42.7. They might be checking on Shadler. A lot of bodies on top of him, but looks like everybody's being peeled off of the pile and everybody to their feet. All right, face off to the left of Shadler, and Quinn's going to take this draw. Rough Riders win it back to their D. A shot hit some bodies in front, then a backhand shot goes wide. Blues able to clear it the length, and icing call made, but a good job for the Blues just to get rid of that puck because there were some opportunities there for the Rough Riders. 25.3 is what we have left in this game. Quinn, Johnson, Conrad, the forwards. Puck getting tied up. Backhand shot on Shadler. He made the save. Hutton came in and said, I want to play this puck and get it out of the zone. And now Eaton tried to clear it, but it was gloved down, wrapped around the glass. 10 seconds left to go. Hutton ties his guy up against the boards. 5 seconds. Shot coming from the D. Wide of the net, and that's your final buzzer. Quad City Blues win the first game of the Midwest High School Tournament, defeating the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders 4-2. Well, congratulations to the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders on their season. We mentioned it all throughout the broadcast. They are two evenly matched teams. I believe in the regular season, the Rough Riders ended up with the advantage, winning 3 of the 4 games. But the Blues got the win here in the tournament. So the Rough Riders season comes to a close. The Blues will look to play tomorrow night against the Waterloo Warriors. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow night with another game. The final score, again, Quad City Blues 4, Cedar Rapids Rough Riders 2, off of goals from Johnson, Doherty, Wolford, and James. Good to see 4 different players tally goals for the team. Should give them some good momentum. Playing a very tough Waterloo team. The Blues keep bringing it. Who knows what happens in a single elimination tournament, right? Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one, and we'll check in with you tomorrow night.